Hey, Tony Gaskins here, popping in now. You got to forgive me if I be a little loud in your ear because I got the microphone right here by my mouth. But I heard about this the other day. Honestly, I thought it was fake. I thought it was an AI because Tyler Perry has been out here for so long and has kept a pristine brand. And I remember some time back, the actor Christian Keys, which I know Christian Keys personally, and he's a great guy. Every time I met him and talked to him, and I met him a long time ago through a film company that I was working with, and they were directing some stuff and like producing some projects, some of my documentary projects, and Christian was cool with them. And I remember when he was online and he was saying some stuff and he wasn't saying names. And I texted him and was like, man, hey, hope everything well, bro. Like, keep your head up, keep going. He was like, yeah. He was like, thank you, man. Appreciate that, TG. And, I kind of didn't pay any more attention to it, or stuff went silent. And, you know, now I'm seeing with this guy here, Derek, which I thought was a black man because I didn't really realize it was men of lighter hues in Tyler Perry projects. And I don't watch Tyler Perry projects for, I guess, really because most of them that I've seen it's like watching your own family, and it's like I like for a movie for me to be an escape. Like, I don't want to sit there and have to relive what I grew up with and what I seen. And so I feel like it honestly should be, his audience should be white people, them looking to see what black people went through, but it be us going to watch our life on screen, which is very interesting to me. And but I've always sensed that, and I think everybody has sensed, I'm not the only one, that Tyler Perry is, he has a femininity about him, and it just kind of feels like he was more so raised around women. And then him being the Medea character, and to play that character so well and be comfortable in that character, you have to channel a lot of feminine things. And I think that when a man spends too much time thinking like a woman and pretending to be a woman and writing for women and writing the stories of women, the mind doesn't know the difference. So if you have your mind in a space of a woman all the time, you're going to start to think and act like a woman and desire the things that a woman desires. So with these here allegations and all of that, I pulled up the lawsuit, and they got text messages in here. And on these here text messages, they got the text messages. Now the summary of the action says that the plaintiff, Derek Dixon, to me that just sounds like a black man name. So I'm like, Derek Dixon, and then to see that it's like a white guy or something, or Hispanic or something, files his complaint against the defendant Tyler Perry, aka Emmett Perry Jr. Emmett Perry Jr. That Tyler Perry name? TPS Production Services and Action LLC, alleging as follows: the following complaint is pled on information and belief. This case arises from a sustained pattern of workplace sexual harassment and assault and retaliation perpetrated by Tyler Perry, a powerful media mogul, against plaintiff Derek Dixon, a professional actor and screenwriter. Mr. Perry is an American actor, filmmaker, and playwright who has built one of the most successful careers in the film and television industry. Mr. Perry took his success and power and used his considerable influence in the entertainment industry to create a coercive, sexually exploitive dynamic with Mr. Dixon, initially promising him career advancement and creative opportunities, such as producing his pilot and casting him in his show. only to subject him to escalating sexual harassment, assault, and battery, and professional retaliation when Mr. Dixon did not reciprocate. Mr. Perry's unwanted advances. These events occurred while Mr. Dixon was employed as a series regular on the Tyler Perry show, The Oval, and while Mr. Perry held direct control over his employment, compensation, and creative opportunities. Tyler Perry rose against all odds to become one of the most powerful figures in the entertainment industry. His success story, once a symbol of perseverance and self-made achievement, has now become a cautionary tale of how unchecked power, wealth, and influence can corrupt those who attain it. Among other contracts, Perry received a lucrative multi-year partnership with the Oprah Winfrey Network, and his net worth tops 1.36 billion. Tyler Perry's rise to fame and fortune elevated him from a powerless victim to a figure of tremendous wealth, influence, and power, culminating in the ownership of his own film studio. Now, y'all, we producing a reality project this weekend, and then next month we producing a scripted project. So I'm praying all go well for Tyler Perry, but Tony Gaskins about to get on out here and some of this here film making. That's ironically was my first real company, Gaskins Productions, in 2011. And that's how I know Christian Keys, because I met him because I used to produce film projects and then, transition more into what I'm doing now. But always still kept the company, and we're going to get on back to it. That just neither here nor there. I'm just telling you, like, what I'm seeing right here, if it's any truth to this right here, that right there will be in the spiritual realm. It's like when it's men who living right and doing the right thing, it's always going to be room made. And one of the things about these type of lawsuits, you got to think about it. When you come out with this right here as an actor, you essentially are ending your career. Like, this young man is he's pretty much retiring, and he want to make, this lawsuit is for all the money that he will make over the rest of his career, because Denzel Washington and Will Smith would get like 20 million for a film. So that would be, based on what Buddy is suing for, that's equivalent to 13 Denzel Washington movies in Denzel prime. Now, at the $20 million film level, Denzel might do 5. He might do 5. 10 at the most. This young man suing for 260 million. And honestly, I believe he's suing for 260 million to get 26 million, because he know Cassie reportedly, allegedly got 30 million or whatever it was for her lawsuit. So he trying to get 26 million. He don't want 260 million. He trying to get 26 million, and then and he trying to settle that out of court, because he don't want to, he hoping Tyler don't want to go any further. But Tyler, although he walk and talk, posh, Tyler Perry is, he have some hood in him. Like, and I was about to say ghetto, but that's like a derogatory term. But for lack of a better term, Tyler Perry is ghetto, in the sense of he come from it. Like, the man know about it now. He done seen the bottom. And I think they say he used to sleep in his car, but you never know if that stuff be real or people just be writing it up for a sensationalized story. But I could see him having slept in his car a time or two or a few, because sometimes people go through that. And I feel like Tyler, like P. Diddy, is in trial right now. I don't think Tyler gonna go to trial about this, because basically it's like some text messages, and yeah, he as you read on in here now, he did grab him a handful of booty. The man said, I'm like, what? Real? All at the house door. Now it say now this long form content. So for those of y'all looking for a gossip blogger, y'all go on about your business, touch your nose. This ain't the place. This ain't the page to be on. Not no gossip blogger. We just going through this here relationship situations. Tyler Perry's rise to fame and fortune. We read that right there. Tyler Perry has been using his power and influence to molest. The boy went there. Abuse and sexual assault impressionable and vulnerable employees and actors who look to him for guidance and mentorship while pursuing their dreams. Just like Harvey Weinstein, Bill Cosby, R. Kelly, Sean P. Diddy Combs, Kevin Spacey, Roger Ailes, and many others in the industry. Mr. Perry's success has led him to believe that money and influence can get him whatever he wants. That belief slowly transformed into the false idea that Mr. Perry can get whomever he wants. There are things in life that money cannot buy. I don't know about that now. Couple 260 million. Man, listen, see, when it comes to men, I look at this stuff totally different because I feel like as men, I don't feel like, unless you are a child, I don't feel like no grown man is a victim. I know people want to say that about everybody. And it's like, yes, in the sense of the word, you're a victim. But I feel like every man, almost every man, we know how to take a man's life with one strike. And I feel like every man knows that. Now, if you get hit in your temple hard enough, your life is over. Like, people have lost their life in a boxing ring when somebody got gloves on, MMA ring and stuff like that. Like, I personally and then also we got weapons, we got guns, we got knives. Like, I just don't see men as victims like a woman, because like a woman is physically weaker than a man. She's not as strong as a man. A man can grab her, she can move as hard as she want to move, she can do, try to do anything she want to do, unless she is trained in like the martial arts, or she grew up with a mama or daddy or brothers who taught her how to accurately get a good shot to that scrotum of that man. She dead in the water if a man wants to do something to her. But as a man, it don't matter about your height, it don't matter about your weight. Like, a 8-foot man can be whooped by a 4-foot man. We seen it with David and Goliath. I mean, yeah, he used a rock, but that's real life though. And that's the thing, like with men, all things equal. Like, all that height and weight and all that, it really don't. And we also a male, so we know the male body part. So even if somebody Shaq size tried to grab this little man, a man know all he got to do is get him a handful of that scrotum, and that's all she wrote. That is all she wrote. Especially you get right on that scrotum and squeeze. A man can't do nothing. It's a wrap. It is absolutely a wrap. It's over with. You going to your knee. No pun intended. And so with this right here, I feel like Buddy, I feel like Buddy, Derek, I feel like he was playing the game and he was trying to get that film off the ground. But Tyler, being a little hood, Tyler knew what he was trying to do. So if this is true, it would be true because Tyler was probably trying to get him a little nastiness off. Tyler was trying to get him a little nastiness off and pump faking that man about that film. And that man wanted to do anything to get that film. And now here you got a white man, he dealing with a black man. It's like, a lot of times when you black and you successful, people of other races, they look at you like you don't deserve your success. Like, how do you have your success? Your success needs to be transferred to me. And they don't, a lot of times, and I have felt this as a black man, a lot of times men of other races, they are like livid. Like they do not like to see a black man successful because they know we come from slavery. And after slavery, we come from segregation and Jim Crow and redlining and gentrification. Like, they know we had hurdle after hurdle after hurdle after hurdle in America. So when you still can become a millionaire, and in Tyler Perry case become a billionaire, any man of another race, and even some men of your own race, will feel like your success is undeserved. Like, you do not deserve that, and that you need to turn that over to them. And so, and I see it. I see it. I see it every day. Now, Mr. Perry sought the one thing his wealth and influence could not purchase: a sexual relationship with a man who would remain silent. Perry told Mr. Dixon that his ideal relationship would involve a male sexual partner who he could provide for and who would be loyal but emotionally detached. Perry told Dixon, "Whoever ends up with me is going to be a happy MFer." Now, they spelled out MFer all the way. Now, y'all know I don't curse. So you got to go to the gossip blogger for the cursing. In essence, Mr. Perry desired a one-sided, coercive dynamic with a subordinate, an arrangement devoid of mutual consent or emotional reciprocity. Thus began Perry's calculated pursuit of Mr. Dixon. This was not Mr. Perry's first instance of sexual exploitation. Now, I don't know how much of this thing gonna let me read, so y'all might have to go read it for yourself. It got 60 downloads, 344,000 views. My goodness, boy, people don't want to download. 344,000 views. Now, see, this is the other thing with this. When I look at these lawsuits, I look at the fact that a lawyer has like an oath or a creed, and that they have to listen to the client and believe the client to a degree, or feel like they have a case. Now, yes, it's going to be people who just do some frivolous stuff, some frivolous lawsuits and all of that, but it's like, I feel like a lawyer, although it's a lot of them crooked out there, to write the way they write in this right here, I mean, these some strong words they using. And yes, it's no repercussions for them if all of this is a lie, which is unfortunate. That's unfortunate to the person. Now, Tyler Perry is a billionaire, so I in no way could relate or compare myself to Tyler Perry. But oftentimes when I see these as well, I oftentimes say, if this is a lie, then why isn't there a lie on every successful person? Because if it's that easy, then everybody would do it. If we all, like, if I could just go and tell me a lie on Michelle Obama, oh, I met Michelle and she done grabbed a handful of meat leg without my permission, and talking about Barack don't got what you got, and you better give me some of this tonight at the hotel, at the Omni. If I could go put me a lawsuit in like that, get me a cool 10 million, I feel like everybody would do it. So to a degree, I believe there has to be some truth. Now, might not be all truth, but it gotta be a iota, which I don't know what iota means, but we are going to use it right there because it sounds good. It have to be an iota of truth to go forward with a lawsuit like this. And that right there is what I'm thinking. Now, also, just as a man, I do feel like this is something that any man is capable of on somebody that they want, whether that's a woman or whether that is a man. This is something that men do. This is something that a man would do. In most cases, it may be a man doing that to a woman. In this case, it's a man allegedly doing this to a man. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. I don't think it'll be the end of Tyler Perry though, because two, Christian Keys didn't say no names. People just assume he was talking about Tyler Perry and maybe somebody else. If a black man came out and said this, black people could read black people better. So if a black man said this, we will be able to more easily tell if he full of it, if he lying. Derek, we can't read Derek that well. So it's like he could be telling the truth, he could be lying. Tyler Perry audience is mostly black women. So the question is, do black women believe this? Now, a lot of black women don't even believe when a woman come out and say this type of stuff. So I don't think that Tyler Perry's audience is going to believe Derek. Also, Tyler Perry's audience has gone through so much pain and trauma in their own life. I believe a lot of his audience is going to be like, well, Derek, welcome to the club. Now you see what it feels like to be a black woman trying to climb the ladder. Well, at least you ain't have to touch your toes, Derek. You just got your little booty grab. You'll be all right. I get my booty grab every time I go to the club, every time I'm walking down the street. Do I get 260 million, Derek? Absolutely not. Derek, you made you a lot of money on this film, on this oval, and made all that money. You were sitting up there as a grown man, going back and forth, texting back and forth with another grown man, and now you want 260 million? So if Derek is owed 260 million, almost like 90% of women are owed 260 million from somebody. And so I honestly believe that's going to be the sentiment. And Tyler Perry could drop a movie this weekend and it will most likely do a box office record. Now, the thing about it is the studios may have to, in order to not be canceled, the studios may have to, in a little bit, start canceling Tyler's deals or getting some distance, because we don't live in a society, we live in cancel culture. So we don't live in a society where you can take a so-called victim's cry for help or plea for help lightly. So just like the young lady came out who is a sex worker, she's an OnlyFans model, she came out against Shannon Sharp, and Shannon Sharp lost all his deals. So we are going to see, does Hollywood care more about the money, or do they care about this right here? Also, a lot of times with these situations, before a lawsuit happens, they have approached the, the defendant. They've approached the other person and tried to do a deal to say, listen, this is what our client is alleging, and we have screenshots and enough evidence to move forward with a lawsuit. We want to see if you want to handle this outside of court. And if the person say no, then that's when this right here typically happens. Now, we don't live in a society that studios and stuff like that, because their fear is they don't know what sector of society has access to a vein of people who will boycott their all of their future projects for them being in bed, no pun intended, with Tyler Perry. So it may be some projects silently that's being done, that's being worked on right now, that Tyler is getting emails today and yesterday and tomorrow saying, Tyler or Emmett, we need to put this on hold because of these accusations. While we don't assume guilt, we don't want the project to be marred by these allegations and for it to hinder what magic we trying to produce, because this is a large investment and we would rather wait until the smoke clears and this blows over before we move forward with the release of this project. So I am really believing it's going to be at least one or more of those, 1, 2, 3 of those, and it could happen across the board with all his deals. Now, the other thing that we got to see and that you got to realize in this is no man is perfect. No man is perfect. And and that's why I want every person, man and woman, because I've been seeing a lot of black women get caught up in fraud. And they in powerful positions and they doing fraud. None of us are perfect. We all make bad decisions. We all make mistakes. You have to be very careful when you climbing the ladder that you do everything the right way to the best of your ability, because like what Tyler Perry is doing, it is like second to God. Like, meaning what they're giving him a God-like access to Hollywood. Like, he has, I don't know if it's Prime that I was looking at. I think it was Prime. He got stuff on Prime. He got stuff on Apple Plus, probably. He got the number one, is it Netflix? The number one movie on Netflix. He got all them shows on Oprah Network. He still could do movies. Tyler Perry, if he wanted, like if Hollywood cut him off, as long as the venues, so what's the NBA arena in your city or nearest you? I think we got the Kia Center, and we got the other one, so Orlando Magic Arena and Miami Heat Arena. Tyler could rent those arenas and do his stage play. Well, I don't know if you could do a stage play in an arena because of behind the stage, but the biggest theaters, he could do a stage play just like Broadway and charge $100 a ticket and make millions a night. As long as they'll let him rent it. As long as they'll let him rent it, he could sell it out and literally make millions every show. The actors will be tired to make the amount of money that he making with Hollywood. They will be tired. Voice will be sore and hoarse, but he could make 10 million plus a weekend, a week doing stage plays. He passed that. With this lawsuit, they trying to take him back to the Chitlin circuit. We gonna see where society is at based on how this is handled. Buddy, where Buddy lost credibility with me is 260 million. It's like, Buddy, your little raggedy role in the Oval, I ain't even watched the Oval. I might watch the Oval now just to see what role Derek had. I'm like, hey, your role wasn't worth this much money now, and your future, because don't nobody even know who you is. Now, I could see if this was Brad Pitt, booty getting grabbed by Tyler or somebody like that. What's the man name who was with J-Lo? I like his movies. Accountant 2, Ben Affleck. Nah, if Tyler grabbed him a handful of meat leg off Ben Affleck, that's who supposed to sue for 260 million. Not no Derek Dixon. Like, bro, don't nobody know you. You supposed to sue for 2 million at the most. Like, sir, he was not on no $260 million level. And I'm gonna read the whole thing. I'm probably gonna read the whole thing on here. But from what I seen, all Tyler did was grab him a handful of booty one night. So it's like, sir, I used to be in the club grabbing me a handful of booty. You know how many people I owe 260 million? All them women walking past me. Don't y'all try to counsel. Oh, Tony used to be in the club grabbing booty. Yeah, that's what you used to do. And so me and all my boys stand on the wall. And so it's like, do you know how many people done went through that? For 260 million. I remember I was walking home in the 6th grade and the girl came up to me and grabbed my whole thing in the front. That was the first cuss word I said. I call her a B word. I just grabbed the whole, just a handful. Ugh. I need me 260 million from her. Let me find her now. I'm suing her for something. Man, what you own that I could get for that assault you did on me? And so I say that to say assault is a serious thing, but 260 million, I feel like, at that point right there, that seemed like a witch hunt. And to be honest with you, that's what's going to give people room to say, oh, this must be Hollywood trying to dethrone Tyler so that they could put somebody else on. They feeling like Tyler is a DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion filmmaker that they had to give us to appease black people. Because when you think about it, it's only Tyler Perry. And they did the same thing with Kevin Hart. And to where they'll give one black person complete access, carte blanche. And so it's like, instead of giving Tyler, because no one person need all that money and all of that anyways. And he writing, directing, producing. It's like, okay, we done seen Tyler Mind. Okay, what about John? What about Tommy? What about Chris? What about Larry? We got a lot of other talented black men and women who need a seat at the table. Like, Hollywood take and give you one black person that could produce films. So outside of Tyler Perry, the only other black person that's like doing films is Will Packer. And Will Packer get to do this much compared to how much Tyler Perry get to do. Will Packer not no billionaire. And then you have, Kenya Burris, he do the TV stuff. And I think he do some films too. So you got Kenya Burris, Tyler Perry, Will Packer. That's like the main names out there. And they'll let little one-offs go with the Jordan Peele guy. He doing different types of stuff. And his audience is also white, so white and black. So he doing different type of stuff. And now they let the boy Ryan Coogler did Sinners and he did the Creed. So they letting people do a little something, but not at the level they letting Tyler. Tyler taking up so many seats at the table that it's really hard for anybody else to get on. And Hollywood can't just, after he done had the success he has had, they can't just tell him no to his next project because he proven. And so if they just tell him no, at that point, they could be susceptible to a lawsuit. Like I seen somebody else doing a lawsuit on somebody for some type of discrimination or something. So Tyler could mess around and sue somebody and be like, How you telling me no over and over and over when all of my projects have won? And they winning because we don't get a lot of, it's not, they're not winning because of just the level, the quality of the writing, because you don't know that until you get in there. They winning because we don't have a lot of representation as black people. So if you show us ourselves on the silver screen, we gonna go watch it. And a lot of people want to escape from their life and watch somebody else misery on the screen and be like, whew, it could have been worse for me. And while we smacking on some popcorn, and that's how a black person who is put in position wins. And Hollywood knows that we spend more money per capita. We got the lowest net worth. I just read a study that said 43% of black workers make under 30,000 a year. And yet, this 43% now, that's half. They saying half of black workers make under $30,000 a year. And then we got people in a relationship talking about they want somebody who makes 75,000, 200,000. Child, please. Well, where you gonna get that? And so that's the thing. It's like people going to see these here movies, and they getting up in there, and next thing you know, boom, Tyler setting records. So they like, hey, as long as he could get this out of his people, man, we finna let him write another one of these films. These terrible films. They think they terrible. Hollywood think Tyler Perry stuff is terrible. They don't like it. It ain't got enough plot to them. It ain't got enough story twists. It ain't got enough going on. If you go to Rotten Tomatoes, they probably just give them all Rotten Tomatoes. Just they taking tomatoes in there, hitting the screen with a Rotten Tomato. And so they don't really like the projects, but they say if they like it, then we like it, because we getting that green dollar. So if they finna bring that green bike in here, hey, Tyler, how many more you got in you? What else you could sit down and write in a weekend all by yourself with nobody else in the room, and the plot is a straight line? Come on in here, Tyler. Now, I ain't mad at Tyler. You know, get how you live. Now, I done reached out to Tyler a few times. But see, spirits know spirits. And that's one thing that's making me lean towards this could be a little bit of truth, because I know I'm not no little person out here. I know Tyler know who I am, because he done worked with some of my clients who that size compared to my brand. So I know he know who I am. And I done reached out to him a few different ways to say like, hey, you telling these stories. Well, I'm a life coach who in the trenches of these stories. You not no life coach. Can't nobody get on the phone with you and get no coaching session. I'm right here in the trenches with these stories. I could either bring some stories to you from my clients who want to tell their stories that'll be better than all the stories you done told. But see, there's no, y'all excuse my French, there's no booty hole involved in there in the layaway plan. And so that right there make me like, okay, now how is Lil Derek with his little script being entertained, and somebody who have 3.5 million supporters online with at least 2.9 million of those people being women, and probably 2.5 of that 2.9 million being black women, how is somebody like myself being ignored now with my stories and film projects, but Derek, who is willing to stay the night at the Tyler Perry mansion in the guest house, and Tyler Perry went over there, and I was reading, it say Tyler went over there and Derek was in his drawers. So I'm like, look at the timing. And as men, we sleep in boxers or we sleep in some shorts. Like I live at my house and I still be having on some shorts. Like, Derek, what is you over there doing? In some drawers. And say Tyler grabbed them and just pulled his pants down and grabbed a handful of cheeks. I'm like, until Derek changed the topic. So that right there is like, that right there gets a little. Now I can see it happening, but I'm just wondering, like, okay, is Derek not telling everything and knowing that he don't have to say what he did with Tyler or to Tyler because he know Tyler not finna tell it? So he could just make like he has some cheeks grabbed and then oh, do you want to get a coffee? Oh, how about them Bucks? How about them Cowboys? It's like, how you change the subject? And all of a sudden, your cheeks get unhand because you changed the subject with your redirection. So that right there was a little strange to me. And Tyler say whoever end up with him gonna be a happy MFer. And then he desired a one-sided. This was not Mr. Perry's first instance of sexual exploitation. He has demonstrated a troubling pattern of exploiting vulnerable male actors and employees, leveraging his industry power to create a cycle of hope and dependency. First, he offers aspiring actors the prospect of career-defining opportunities, roles that promise visibility and advancement. Then, once they are in his professional orbit, he uses the weight of his influence to ensnare them, positioning their success as contingent on meeting his demands. In a quid pro quo sexual compromise, this pattern of behavior reveals a calculated use of professional power for sexual leverage. Using his influence, Mr. Perry provided vulnerable men with acting positions, roles, show contracts, cars, and money. Once the object of his desire was hooked, Tyler Perry would then put them in fear of losing it all unless they engaged in Mr. Perry's perverted desire for sexual gratification. Mr. Perry would easily kill off a character in a show of an actor who failed to indulge Perry's sexual fantasies. Now, see, the thing about it is, if Tyler has done these type of things, I will say, as a black man, we will never tell that. And I think that this is why this is the first lawsuit of a man, and this is a man of another race. Because as a black man, we would rather be dead than to tell this about ourselves. If a man went to grabbing cheeks and all of that, we don't want that to come out. Now, Terry Crews came out a lot later, I think, and he say a man grabbed on his meat leg. I'm thinking he was talking about a white guy. And he came out and told, and look how big and strong he is. He could have grabbed that man by the throat and lifted him up on the wall. But it sounded like he was, I gotta listen back to it, if he was shocked or something in the moment or whatever. I seen him talking about it one time. I think I might have seen him crying about it. Which I really don't understand it. So I can't really critique it. To God be the glory. Now, it's a lot of men. When I say to God be the glory, I'm about to say I've never been assaulted by a man. Now, I have been touched unwanted by a woman. I've never been done that by a man, which ironically, you would think that would have happened to me by a man, being that if a man looks decent to women, that means he looks even better to men, because men can't see a man the way a woman can, because we're not by nature attracted to a man. So that's a learned behavior. Like, a man have to develop an attraction to men. That's why when women come to me, I'm like, I can't tell you what a handsome man is. I could tell what I think ugly is, but that's just based on constructs, societal constructs, because we're not wired to be able to judge men. And so you would think that would have happened, but I don't know if God see what I can't see. Like, I don't know if I would take a man's life or if I would be shocked, like Terry Crews was, and sound like what Derek's saying he was. I don't know if I just be in shock or if I take the man's life. And so, for whatever reason, God has protected me from that. Now, if I got to go through what Derek went through, the grabbing of the pulling the underwear down and grabbing booty cheek, no. Now, honestly, that right there, yeah, I want 260 million. Now, I don't think Derek deserved 260 million now, because Derek sound like he was halfway into this stuff. Like, the text message I'm reading, and they got text messages on here. In one such exchange, Perry stated that he could fix things because the actors of a show he was filming should all be scared because they were all shot and we don't know who lives, meaning that Perry was going to use this as a tool to gain compliance with his desires. And they got a text right here that it say, "But I swear to you, I know how to fix this S." In all caps, I know how to fix this S. I love killing a mother effer in a show that no one expects. Tyler, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. We be seeing that plot from a mile away. Tyler, it ain't nothing in your film that we didn't expect, Tyler. Unless except this new film that I seen people doing the reactions and the older people was gasping for air when they found out something happened to the baby. I don't know what happened to the baby. And I was thinking about watching it. And I asked my wife, I said, "You want to watch that Tyler Perry movie that says #1 on Netflix right now?" And she can't stand Tyler Perry movies, boy, because it just ain't no plot. Like, we like to watch a movie that can make you think. And so, the plot don't be thick enough. And so, she was like, "If you want to," she was like, I'm going to be on my phone. She was like, "I'm going to read a book." She was like, "If you want to watch it, go ahead." And honestly, and I'm not hating now. That's why I tried to bring Tyler some better stories. But I was just like, man, I ain't got what it take. I can't do it. I cannot sit through one of these here films, man. And so I'm, but I'm going to see, though. Y'all give me one second. I got to plug my computer up. Oh, dare say Tyler old cheek grabber. Hey, what the hell Tyler got going on? Now, just for this here 260 million, I'm gonna watch that Tyler Perry movie probably tomorrow. We filming our reality project, the pilot for it, so y'all will get to see that. Y'all will get to see that. The Blessed Tribe will get to see it. I don't know if everybody will get to see it out the gate. Blessed Tribe will get to see it first. We're gonna see if we're gonna, do a whole series, and we got to see what we got to tweak and all of that. So Tyler say he loved killing him and M Alpha in a show that no one expects. And then Derek say you could be sipping Mai Tais, counting coconuts right now. And then Tyler say, think about the last episode. They are all shot at. We don't know who lives. Derek say, exactly. And Derek say, I'm scared. They should be too. Crying, laughing faces. Then Tyler say, nope, they're not. Then Derek say, last I checked, we all got the same bullets in us. So Derek up here chummy. He up here kikiing with Perry on the text message. And it say, meaning that Tyler Perry was going to use this as a tool to gain compliance with his desires. Derek Dixon was Mr. Perry's sexual desire ever since they became acquainted. Dixon was working as part of the event staff for a party hosted by Mr. Perry. This man was a event staff, a part of the event staff. Now, when I hear that, was he serving drinks on that little platter at the rich people party? You grab the little drink out there, get your little sip. Was he setting up the lights? Was he like, what was Derek doing when y'all say a part of the event staff? Was he a host? Was he the MC? Like, what was Derek doing now? When Perry noticed him, Perry immediately offered Dixon the chance to audition for a part in one of his TV productions. Now, Perry, you wrong for that now. Based off how that man looked now. Seeing that man muscles or something. Oh, yeah, come on in and get your audition. Dixon agreed and was on set with Perry behind the camera. Dixon agreed and was on set with Perry behind the camera for weeks in close quarters. My goodness, boy. We out here fighting for a chance as black men with talent, with real life stories and talent. And Tyler out here picking Derek after he's serving hors d'oeuvres at the house. Like, come on now. During the time they were filming, Perry would send flirtatious text messages to Dixon. For example, in one message, Perry stated that he was jealous when he saw Dixon going on a walk with another man named Brad. And it got TP up here, and it say Tyler Perry, why did that photo make me jealous? This from Tyler. Why did that photo make me jealous? You two together. Derek say, ha ha, I don't. He said, ha ha ha, I don't know. It's just Brad, LOL. Then Tyler put LOL. Then Derek say he just wanted to go for a quick walk to get his steps in. And now I'm walking to Chipotle by myself. LOL. Then Tyler said, thick Derek, get that Chipotle. Tyler getting out of hand now. Then Tyler say, what's it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? And then Tyler was responding to something else, I guess. Say, yes, it's the exact same kind of car, Geo Metro. Now see that text message right there? Say, yes, it's the exact same kind of car, Geo Metro. I'm not sure what that is in response to. So, but that's right after the guiltless sex question. So it kind of looked like they were having, you know how it is in text, or Derek deleted his text in between that. But then it doesn't appear that way because he wrote giving up my religious guilt. And then he put becoming a Buddhist question mark. And then he wrote, that's so cool where you came from. That's responding to the Geo Metro. And I'm guessing the Geo Metro is the car Tyler Perry was sleeping in. And then Tyler say, unfortunately, Derek, I have friends who are in their 50s and 60s who are still dealing with that. And it's so sad. Then you talking about the religious guilt. You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. And he had a typo in there, say you can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. Now, if this is Tyler Perry text that he's sending, that they got pictures of in this lawsuit, that speaks to what a lot of these people do. They say they believe in Christ, but they don't fear Christ. And so, and he calling it, and they call it religious guilt. That's not religious guilt. That ain't religious guilt. That is a conviction in your spirit. Don't confuse conviction with guilt. Just because when you are convicted, you're guilty, that ain't the same thing in the spiritual world. A conviction is what we supposed to feel about if a man want to dig off in the cheeks of another man. You supposed to have guilt about that. So if this is actually Tyler, it's almost like Derek told him he not into the sex thing. He ain't no sexual person because of his guilt. And Tyler trying to say, forget Jesus. Gon' spread them cheeks now. And he's saying, Derek saying, what do I do? Become a Buddhist? And no pun intended, because they ain't talking about bootyist. He Buddhist. In another text message, Perry stated to Dixon, what is it going to take for you to have guiltless sex? Have y'all found that yet in therapy? You can have freedom from religious guilt and still believe in Christ. Plaintiff carefully navigated a friendly demeanor to prevent the loss of income and opportunity on the one hand, and on the other hand, a firm boundary against Perry's advances. Often when Mr. Perry started drinking, he would demand more attention from plaintiff and get more aggressive with his flirting. On one occasion, when Mr. Perry was drinking, he started to become extremely annoyed when Mr. Dixon avoided him. Mr. Perry stated that of the 600 people in his phone book, he only wanted to talk to Mr. Dixon. And this from Tyler, treat myself right. What are you doing? Question mark. And then the next text says, Derek, it's got a D-E and 4 R's and 2 E's and 2 K's. Derek. And then Derek said, just talking to my sister, telling her to spilling the beans. Sister finna be on the witness stand. He was spilling the beans. Talking about, yeah, Tyler Perry, the billionaire, trying to dig off in cheese. Then Tyler wrote, I roll. He wrote, I roll. Then he wrote, fine, period. Then he wrote good night. Then he wrote I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book. That made me feel terrible because I got over 4,000 in my phone book. I'm like, man, boy, I got too much access to me. I need to cut down my access like a billionaire. He say, I'll go through the 600 people in my phone book, period. Then he text again and be annoyed that I don't want to talk to any of them. And then Derek said, trying to get off so I can go to sleep, LOL. Then Tyler put, I understand, LOL. Then Derek said, LOL, apparently you're not the only one that's been drinking tonight. Oh, okay, he talking about his sister, I guess. And then Tyler put, I just started. Then Derek said, they didn't, LOL. Dixon did his best to tiptoe around Mr. Perry's sexual aggression while keeping on Mr. Perry's good side. Mr. Perry made it clear to Dixon that if Dixon ignored Perry or failed to engage with the sexual innuendos, Dixon's character would die in the next season. Y'all forget I'm playing with my rings. Ring done fell off. I'm gonna be losing weight. Would die in the next season. Indeed, Dixon's character, Dale, was shot 4 times in the chest at the end of his first season on the Oval, and Perry always held this over Mr. Dixon's head, implying that Dale would survive if Dixon kept Perry happy. And see, that's when you know you got terrible writing. Right there now. No offense. And I'm pretty much, this video here done pretty much canceled my chances of working with Tyler Perry. Not sure I want to, if any of this is true. Now me personally, and I'm saying this, me and my wife were talking about this. It's like, man, listen, I go through this here for 260 million. 260 million. Yeah. Yeah, we talk about that in therapy now. Yeah, it's been hard trying to get past that in therapy. You know, just the guilt is part of it. But you know, one day, like they say, the sun gonna shine. Man, I'd have been coming up with all kind of stuff for 260 million. Yeah, you know, I don't know. I might need a solo trip to Maldives for 2 weeks just to heal. And just, it's like, I just been thinking, like, if I could just go to the Maldives by myself and like just fly business class, like for 2 weeks, like I feel like I'll come back guilt free and just feeling like a new man. Man, if I was there, I'd have been in Maldives, I'd have been in Tahiti, Bali, Switzerland, but I'd have been asking for solo trips. Then when I came back, I'd have flipped the script. Well, I thought that 2 weeks was gonna do it, but it's like all of my trauma came back. Just being alone. It's like, when I was leaving, I was talking to somebody and they were like, you need to go to Maui instead. So I'm gonna have to go to Maui. Man, listen, I'm not finna be in the situation and get played. Nah. Derek was out here trying to get a show off the ground. He going through it for a little raggedy roll. It's like, bruh. But see, that goes to show you, like, a lot of times, that shows you how Hollywood sees black projects. Because if you notice, we really don't see Tyler Perry actors with like a launching pad. Like, we really don't see them go from a Tyler Perry movie to like a big box office hit of like a white director. And that's unfortunate. I'm sure it maybe has happened a time or two. And I know Tyler pays people good money now, especially in their projects or whatever. He'll pay some folks some good money. But I feel like Derek probably seen that nothing is going to come of him being in the Oval, and that he was event staff before he was in the Oval. And I think he knew that it was his booty, not his talent, that got him that role. I think he knew that, and not saying that Tyler Perry had piece of him, but meaning that that's what Tyler wanted, according to him, allegedly. And so I think that becomes a sinking feeling of like, I'm actually a nobody. And I'm saying how we beat ourselves up. I'm not saying Derek a nobody. That becomes a sinking feeling of like, wow, I'm actually a nobody and no one wants me and I can't really act and I'm not really good at this. And so I am not going to get picked by another director other than Tyler Perry. And my career is over. So as soon as he kills me off, if I wait until he kills me off in this project, and then I go on other projects and I can't get picked up by no other projects, then I come out with a lawsuit, that's going to look real sketchy. And so I think that's honestly what Derek thinking. And he looking at it like, man, this gonna look real sketchy. So let me go ahead and file a lawsuit now before all this. Now he could have done got killed off on the thing. I don't know if next season of Oval came back, but I'm sure finna try to pull it up and see what Derek was doing in there and why he got shot. And also I was gonna say something about the writing. If you could have somebody get shot 4 times in the chest and they live, I don't even think Tupac went through that. Like that right there, that right there, Siskel and Ebert is just like sliding down the chair. Rotten Tomatoes is like, man, close the doors, man. We going out of business, man. Like I don't ever want to review anything again if this man gets shot 4 times in the chest and live. It's like, come on now, Tyler. And that was like that. Nah, it wasn't like he got shot in the leg, in the booty cheek. It's like Tyler could have had a man get shot in the booty cheek, so they could have filmed the booty cheek, and he was able to see the booty cheek on the set for hours while they keep filming that scene over and over. Tyler could have did that if this was any of this is true. But to have the man shot 4 times in the chest, that's like Derek. Boy, you got to do some work to come back from four chest shots now. That's like, if that is what they saying Tyler did that for, I ain't saying it's true now. I'm just reading what the lawsuit say. Once Perry recognized the extent of control he had over Mr. Dixon, he escalated this behavior. What extent of control? It doesn't sound like he ain't even got to do nothing with the man yet. Like, what extent of control? Like, man had no control over Derek. Derek was curving the man. Derek was curving Tyler to the left. On multiple occasions, Mr. Perry. Now what? They say on multiple occasions. On multiple occasions, Mr. Perry sexually assaulted Mr. Dixon, including one instance where he forcibly pulled off Mr. Dixon's clothing, groped his buttocks, and attempted to force himself on Dixon. Mr. Dixon told a drunken Perry no, and attempted to remove Mr. Perry's hands, but Mr. Perry held tightly onto Dixon's wrist. Mr. Dixon was only able to escape after de-escalating the situation by abruptly changing the subject. And see, that's what I was like. How do you change that subject in that moment? That is what I'm. It's like I'm trying to think. I'm trying to put myself in Derek's shoes, and I'm like, what would I say to get out of that? I cannot think of nothing. It's like, and if Tyler Perry is tall, he looked tall to me, and he's also a little heavy set. He be trying to get that weight off of him. But I could tell he have that kind of strength. That strength that just don't make no sense. Just like could lift the back of a car up to get the tire off your toy that it ran over. It just, he looked like he got that kind of just don't make no sense kind of strength. So he grabbed that wrist and go to squeezing that wrist. I was just wondering, what did Derek say to get out of there? He must have hit a trauma button on Tyler. Like, do you remember when this happened to you? When what you told me happened to you as a child? Let's not go about it that way. The timing will be right. After Dale lives from them 4 shots, I'm yours. I don't think he said all of that, but I just cannot, like, how about them Cowboys? How about them Cowboys? I'm trying to think of, like, what could have got you out that situation. Right there. And see, the thing about it is, see, I got integrity. And I'm not no yes man. So we doing a scripted project. And we want Hollywood to pick up, Gaskin's Media Group and give us a little green light to do some projects. But me, I'm not gonna not speak on this right here with the hopes that I could work with Tyler Perry one day. I'm not that type of person. Like, I am not finna bend over for no fame. Like, so this is a relationship type of situation. It's in the media. It's with a black man. So that's why we speaking on this right here. And I ain't expected to be on here this long. But I'm like, hey, I might as well talk on through it. Because I'm also trying to see what sound like it could be real, what sound like it could be fake. Because God forbid, I could be in this situation one day. Like, if this is all a lie. Like, when I become a billionaire, somebody could pop, oh, Tony Gaskin, it is. And then I'm going to have to come over here and do the same thing. Read the lawsuit and break it down and go through it and see, like, man, how they came up with this. Like, wow, well, that was good. How they did these text messages if this is all a lie. And so, this right here is me, learning about it too. And what it say, once Perry recognized the extent of control he had over Mr. Dixon, he escalated the behavior. On multiple occasions, Mr. Perry sexually, and they say on multiple occasions. Now, y'all need to tell every occasion then. Y'all need to tell every occasion. Don't say multiple occasions, then just show one occasion now. And he told him no, attempted to remove Mr. Perry's hands, but Mr. Perry held tightly onto Dixon's wrist. Mr. Dixon was only able to escape after de-escalating the situation by abruptly changing the subject. Now, I'm going to tell you this right here. I also believe something could have happened right there. They could have went all the way, and Buddy might not want his family to know it. And he just retracted that from this right here and figured that he left in enough to incriminate Tyler and make Tyler come off some money. And he might not want his family to know, and he might not want that to be on his name for the rest of his life, for his kids to read and all of that. But I'm just not understanding how you de-escalate something in a situation like that with no grown man without doing physical harm to him. Now, me personally, I would have kneed him in his ball. As soon as he let my wrist go, there, I'd have uppercut him in his chin. Then I would have roundhouse him in his face. Then I probably would have hit him with about an 8-piece combo, kicked him in the head, then put my clothes on and left. That's what I would have did. And that's all my hand to the Lord right there. So if he didn't do no physical violence to Mr. Perry, as they calling him, I don't understand what sentence you can say to de-escalate that. I don't understand that. It just ain't adding up to me. The day after the assault, Mr. Perry called and texted Mr. Dixon relentlessly, saying, "Tried you, call me. And I really need to talk to you. Please call as soon as you can." Now, I need to see them text messages. Y'all got pictures of the other text message. Why the picture of that text ain't in here? Finally, when Mr. Dixon answered Tyler Perry's call, Mr. Perry profusely apologized for the sexual assault while blaming it on other things. Perry continued, he didn't know why he would do that. Maybe he was self-sabotaging. On the very same call where he apologized for the sexual assault against Dixon, Perry told Dixon, and don't worry, we're gonna do your show," referring to the pilot. Brushing their teeth, loud toothbrush. "And don't worry, we're gonna do your show," referring to the pilot that Perry knew Mr. Dixon had desperately wanted to produce. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Dixon got a call from Perry's lawyer saying that Christmas had come early and Dixon was getting a substantial raise and the show was greenlit. Perry's attorney explicitly warned Dixon not to tell any other actor on the show about Dixon's raise because no other actors were getting a raise, only Dixon. Now listen, if the folk subpoena everybody pay, and if the people who was working for Tyler but don't really care for him, the other actors, and they get upset that Dixon got a pay raise for getting his booty grabbed, and they did not get a pay raise, and they release what they was being paid, and they can show that Dixon did get a raise, that's going to be incriminating. If Dixon could show them bank wires that he was being paid and a few other people who got his same level of activity in the show didn't get no raise, that's incriminating. It's going to corroborate my boy's story. Perry kept telling Dixon that he was sorry and that the harassment would not happen again. However, the harassments and assaults continued. Mr. Perry would also try to deflect the blame for the sexual assault by saying that Dixon didn't have a strong enough no. Wow. Boy, they making some allegation, boy. You hit, boy, that's an allegation. Do you hear me? Woo, man, boy, Tyler finna be in the Me Too movement. Boy, no mean no, Tyler, what you talking about? Wait, what if this is true, Tyler? What are you talking about? How do I got to say no? How do I got to say no, Tyler? Come on out. I say no. No is no. Nah, hold on. Nah, where the Me Too at? The lady who founded the Me Too movement, follow me on Twitter. I follow her back. We talking in DM when she did that movement. Cause I was trying to make sure. I'm like, nah, I ain't did nothing to be in that movement. Nah, I know I ain't did nothing sexual. I'm like, I wonder if I kiss somebody against their will in college or something. So I was trying to figure out now what I all do to Me Too cover. Cause you know when you used to go to the club, I know a lot of ladies on here when you used to go to the club, you done felt your booty get grabbed or get little grazed, little hands. Some of y'all probably felt a whole handful on there, depending on how you shape. So I was trying to find out, now is that in Me Too? Because I was like, man, when I was 18, 19 years old, I used to have I used to be a little handsy. And so with women now, not men, but I was gonna be in the Me Too movement. If this right here true, and they didn't calm down on the Me Too, but that changed a lot. Wow, that blew up, and that changed a lot. It got men acting different. And see, I'm gonna be honest with you. For these men who are into men, not saying Tyler, but for men who are into men, it's easier for sexual assault to happen because men less likely to tell. Because it's a look, like as bad as women feel about telling and how to make them look, a man is even more so, because as masculine, you supposed to be strong, you supposed to be tough, you supposed to be impenetrable, you supposed to have a defense, you supposed to be intimidating, you supposed to be, self-defensing. Like, you supposed to be able to take care of yourself. So if you is around here getting mollywopped and swapped up with a biscuit, it's like people looking like, whoa, hold on now. What that say about your manhood, my boy? What do that say about you? And so that's part of this right here. Perry kept telling Dixon that he was sorry and that the harassment would not happen again, but it kept happening. And then they got a text message right here. Perry told Dixon that you have to be able to say no. Perry told Dixon that you have to be able to say no to propositions for sex and mean it and make it clear. Dixon did not know how to answer without facing retaliation, cancellation of his production, contact, I think they meant contract, or perhaps being killed of the show. Supposed to be off the show. So let me find out. The lawyers got typos. Man, y'all better leave us alone about all the typos in our books. So instead, Dixon made a joke out of the situation, stating that I'll only say yes to sex if it gets me an Oscar. So see right there, that's not no joke. He mean that. He mean that. You not finna joke about that. You're not about to joke about that. In response, Tyler Perry stated, the only one who could have gotten that, the Oscar, for you through sex is in prison. So just stick to the no, unless you are really into him. Emphasis added. And then a winky face after that. Perry reveals through these text messages that the no he was referring to was Dixon's no to sex in exchange for promotion in the industry, classically known as quid pro quo sexual harassment. Perry sent this message to Dixon because that is exactly what Tyler Perry was doing. Now, y'all, I struggle to upload videos 2 hours from this here system, and I'm not on live. Now, see, I feel like they kind of twisted that, because the actual text message say from Tyler, nice, Santa Monica is nice. I'm glad you're going out there. How is your no? Is it stronger? You gotta have a strong no. See, he talking about, and then he say, yes, it's strong. My mom literally thinks I'm going to sell my soul to the Illuminati. She heard Kanye say that it's real. Tyler say, well, I don't think that, but I do think that you have to be able to say no and mean it and make it clear. Then he said, I'll only say yes if it gets me an Oscar. Then he put JK, 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 JK. And he put, I hear you, period. And then Tyler said what we already read. Well, the only one who could have gotten that for you through sex is in prison. So just stick to the no unless you are really into him. And it's like, oh, Oh. Oh. Okay. Okay. So Derek gay. So Tyler ain't trying to flip no straight man. Cause you not finna say unless you are really into him to no straight man. Derek gay. And Tyler know he gay. Or he plan to be gay. I'd have shot Tyler through the text message some kind of way. I'd have made something come out his phone. Perry, okay, he talking about his no. Mr. Perry, and then say, talking about unless you really into him, emphasis added. Perry reveals through these text messages that the no he was referring to was Dixon's no to sex in exchange for promotion in the industry, classically known as quid pro quo sexual harassment. Perry sent this message to Dixon because that's exactly what Tyler Perry was doing. At some point, Dixon left Atlanta and moved to Santa Monica to create distance from Tyler Perry. Now, see, they doing the most. They doing the most. He went to Santa Monica to try to get closer to being L.A., to try to get into a real Hollywood film instead of the Atlanta film he was in. You ain't moving out there to get no diss from Tyler Perry. You is a grown man. Tyler Perry not coming to your house. We ain't seen nothing about Tyler showing up, knocking on your door. We ain't seen nothing about Tyler having you at his house every day. He ain't trying to get no distance. So now they twisting in the man moved to get the LA as distance from Tyler Perry. Come on now. However, even at long distances, Mr. Perry continued to sexually harass Mr. Dixon. Plaintiff Derek Dixon is an individual who resides in the state of California. Defendant Tyler Perry is an individual who resides in both the state of Georgia and the state of California and has extensive business contacts in the state of California so that he conducts substantial, continuous, and systematic business activities in California. Okay, they defining the parties now. So that was the overview. And that was the overview of the whole case right there, what they trying to say happened. Then they go to venue and jurisdiction, fatal allegations. This is in or around September 2019. Plaintiff worked for an event company called Legendary Events in Atlanta and was hired to organize defendant Perry's studio opening party. Okay, he was an event planner. Plaintiff was recruited by Tony Conway, the owner of Legendary Events and close friend of Tyler Perry. Mr. Conway decided to place Dixon directly in a role at a party that required frequent conversation with Tyler Perry. Okay. Defendant Perry picked plaintiff out of a crowd of employees present at the party and began asking plaintiff questions about his employment status and whether plaintiff was an actor. So that don't make no sense. How did Mr. Conway place Dixon directly in a role at a party that required frequent conversation with Perry, and then the next line say that Perry picked the plaintiff out of a crowd of employees present at the party? That don't make no sense. Y'all in here lying. Like, which one was it now? Was he the head event planner in frequent conversation with Tyler Perry, or was he standing at the party and Tyler seen the man in the crowd? That right there, back to back, line 50, then line 51. That's confusing. What y'all trying to do now? Dixon told Perry that he was interested in acting and writing. That man hadn't wrote a thing. That man went to thinking up ideas. That's why I know that idea he gave Tyler was terrible. Then he told him doing the audition over the phone and send it to Perry. Perry then told Dixon to do an audition over the phone and send it to Perry. Dixon told Perry he was at a Halloween party. Perry asked to see pictures of Dixon in costume and Dixon complied. When Perry saw the pictures, he texted Dixon, "I was gonna say, your cowboy needs a sugar daddy." Oh, so the actual lawsuit is getting a little juicy. Tyler said what? What Tyler said? Your cowboy needs a sugar daddy. Perry continued with, "You look great. You're just lacking costume parts. Sorry, don't want to offend." Dixon responded, "Not at all. It's so true. Half a costume." To which Perry replied, "What's true? Cowboy needs a sugar daddy?" Implying that Perry wanted to be Dixon's sugar daddy. Dixon quickly shut down those comments by reiterating what he said earlier, that the truth was that he was lacking some costume parts. Tell us what the text said then. Don't put the text in there that you want to put in there. How did he reiterate that? How he said that now? Did he shoot that down? Because he looked like he liked to flirt to me. And if you like to flirt, you don't deserve 260 million. Now, if you was a straight man, heterosexual, okay, you need 260 million. But if you like to flirt and you like to dibble and dabble in men, you don't need 260 million. This was right up your alley. This was your style of text messaging. And you an event planner? It ain't a lot of straight men that do event planning now. It ain't a lot of heroes. And then you dress up as a cowboy for Halloween? Yeah, so buddy here, cause a man, he finna be a superhero. He finna be cowboy. You trying to wear some tight jeans to show a bulge? What you trying to do? And then for Tyler to tell the man he look good. Yeah, they're getting out of hand, boy. Y'all boy, you got to tell them no. Y'all boys at them Diddy parties. Yeah, so hey, listen, in order for me not to lose my whole video, because then people like, well, Tony, can you edit it? No, I don't edit videos. Y'all see my lighting bad. I'm at my home office and we moving out of here. So that's why I ain't got my main big light. Somebody will tell me, oh, Tony, you can get it. This, I don't film here. This is just a storage room right now. And I just got my little desk in here. But I don't film here. I got my actual office around the corner. And so y'all touch your nose. So they showing Tyler say, be careful hanging around me. I cause dreamers to dream bigger. I cause them to not only believe but do. And then let's make it happen. You're an artist. You have to be fulfilled. Nothing else will suffice. Well, Tyler, you could have helped me dream bigger without all that foolishness that buddy say you got going on. And then in the role of Dale in Perry's television series Ruthless, Perry said it was a small role but could get bigger, therefore setting up the first stage in a series of escalating quid pro quo offers. At this point, Dixon did not know that Perry was interested in men or that he was looking for a sexual relationship. Dixon assumed Tyler Perry was genuinely a caring person who discovered the talent that Dixon always felt he had. Sir, how did you feel that? How is somebody looking at you at a party, they could tell your acting talent that you always felt you had? And then when they ask for an audition, you say you at a Halloween party, so you ain't even audition. And then we go from you being in a cowboy outfit, missing parts, to being out for the role. So now what is we talking about out here? And then the talent you felt you always had. Why you wasn't in no acting class? Why you hadn't went on no auditions already? You was planning parties. Come on now. And you thought he was a caring person. Man, listen. As men, we wired to be able to take life. We could give life. We could take life. We could read a man in .5 seconds. You could tell as soon as Tyler texts that you look great, a man can never say that to no man. And that you need a sugar daddy, you knew from right then this was not about your talent or a caring person. If you have lived on top of any rock, you have heard about the casting couch. You know about the casting couch. And I'm going to tell y'all, it's names that's big as Tyler Perry's that I have heard from clients who have a casting couch and it still has not come out. And that's why I try to tell y'all, when I be on here commentating, if I was a gossip blogger, I hands down to be number one in the world. Because I can't tell the stuff I know because I'm a safe place for my clients. So I have to hear about what's going on in Hollywood and in the sports industry, but I can't talk about it. So when I could talk about something, because also I had already heard other stuff, not right here in this, but other stuff about the personality and the type of person Mr. Perry was, and I never talked about that either. But the stuff when you be round it come out. People be knowing, but nobody finna come out and end their career talking on stuff. So this right here, this man, Derek, never wanted to be an actor, never wanted to be a writer, because that's what his butt would have been doing instead of event planning. And now he knowing that he only got this role because he say Tyler wanted a piece of behind. And so he know that he probably can't really act. And that nobody finna get him no job. So he trying to cash out. And I'm going to tell you like this right here. If you get 26 million, the lawyer's going to get 33 and a third. They also going to charge him for what he owed them for them bringing this case up. So if he get 26 million, then he going to walk away. Time. Yeah, see. He already losing 8.5 million, and then this case gonna cost him $1 million. He gonna lose 9.5 million. So 26 minus 10, he walking away with 16 million. He ain't gonna do right by it. He ain't gonna do right by it. Now listen. If you got 16 million and you divide it by 100,000. Then that's 160 years that he could live. Now, being that he may live, let's say, another 40, 50 years, then he could pay himself a little more. So he don't need 160 years. So divided by 2, that's 80. 160 divided by 3, that's 53. Probably not gonna live more than 53 more years, so he could play himself 300,000 a year out of 16 million. Like coming home with 16 million, if they charge him, if they make him pay taxes on it now, boom, it's finna be 8 million. So now at that 8 million, now that's a different story now. 8 million divided by 100,000, because people ain't gonna live at that 100,000 though. That's still 80 years. So he still could pay himself 200,000. Pay himself 200,000 a year out of 8 million. And get through 40 more years. Let me see. 8 million divided by 200,000. Yeah, 40 years. So see, he trying to cash out for life. He trying to cash out for life, and he probably assuming he's still gonna be able to make money doing whatever he gonna get into. So what he want to be able to do is get him $1 million house. He gonna get him a $200,000 car or a little less, but he want him a car that he could buy cash and that he could trade in when he ready for some equity, and he just gonna keep flipping that car. He gonna put up a little bit of money. He gonna get him a partner. I don't know if that's gonna be a man or a woman. Gonna put up a little bit of money for kids, whether he have kids or adopt kids, for their college fund, and then he gonna try to find them some work. He gonna hope that somebody else might just be okay with flirting with him and not trying to actually penetrate him and give him an acting role. And there are men who will do that. There are women who will do that. Some people, they don't need the physical. They just need the transmutation. They don't need the physical. So he probably could be able to find work. And especially if somebody end Tyler, if this ends Tyler Perry run, at least with white Hollywood, Oprah might keep giving them stuff, but she may even be forced to stop giving them stuff if this is true, if this come out to be true. So if this ends Tyler Perry run, then somebody may give Derek an acting role to say, we're not going to let you being victimized end your career, and we're going to stand up for you, and we're going to give you another chance. And so he assuming that he could get a nice chunk of change from Tyler off of this, and then still be able to go and keep working in Hollywood. Or if the possibility he can't, he want to get enough money that he good, that he's set for life. And based on what he come from, he could be decent with money. So, hey, this right here, this is very unfortunate. This is very unfortunate for Tyler Perry. Would not wish this on my worst enemy. Super, super terrible. And y'all could, I would say, read some of the thing or all of it, and before you go to jump into conclusions. To me, I don't feel like Derek was like really like a victim. I feel like Tyler was flirting with him and doing what somebody who is courting somebody does, and Derek was benefiting from it. And then maybe he saw it coming to an end, or maybe he talked to the powers that be, and they told him go forward with the suit, or he tried to reach out. Oh no, it say he went to equal employment opportunity and nothing was done by Tyler Perry Studios. So then he went to this level. So I don't know if he felt like his career with Tyler was coming to an end and he wanted to cash out from the sexual harassment he endured or what, but man, I'm like, Lord, forgive me. Because I'm like, man, if I could be talked to dirty and not be physically penetrated, be violated, and come out with millions, man, I endure that. Man, and I hate to say it, and that might get me canceled, but I'm just telling you the truth. Like, to me, it's like, as an adult, that's gonna, like, as a straight man, that's gonna disgust me. But if I could get millions for you disgusting me, man, I'm like, Lord, you know how sometimes the Lord let somebody get in a car wreck and he let them live and they get millions. I'm like, Lord, I ain't trying to go. I'm like, Lord, I don't have to bust my butt. Like, Lord, I got 15 companies, 100 plus streams of income, meaning products. I got 107 online courses. Them published 18 books to earn a living. I'm like, Lord, please let somebody say something illicit to me so I can have $5 million lawsuit. I ain't even filing. I'm not filing for 260, man. I'm filing for 10. Man, give me 10 for your little freak off text message. Man, give it 10. And I done shot myself in the foot because now when somebody try me and I file my lawsuit, they gonna pull this up. See, he said he wanted this to happen. Now I'm finna be walking empty-handed. So now I got to slap fire at the man or woman. No, not no woman now, but at the man. Because with a woman, you don't even see it like that. But if it's a man, now you gonna take offense. Now I got to whoop it behind because they done pulled up my video saying that I could endure it for some millions. And held that against me in court. Y'all forgive me, text my wife. She headed to her hair appointment, I believe. But hey, God bless you. And we'll talk soon. All the important links in the description. Insurance, Tony Gaston Family Foundation. Check it out in there. God bless you. Thank you to my donors. Shout out to the Blessed Tribe, the members. If I get in trouble for this here video or Tyler send me a message some kind of way and I have to move it to the Blessed Tribe only access. God bless y'all. Keep your head up. Keep going.